Seems like every season the NBA has a serious referee problem that makes headlines, and this season is no different. The amount of players and coaches speaking publicly has seen all-time highs of creativity, from straight out outbursts to even grabbing a laptop from the team coaches and showing it to the referees. It's just getting out of hand. The NBA has made some changes by allowing successful coaches' challenges to be retained. However, we're halfway into a season and still we cannot get any consistency, and this continues to be the main focal point of the problem. The tension between referees and teams is at an all-time high. With hopes of solving the problem, many are looking back to history of the NBA for answers. Is this the answer? As always, I'm joined by Yoz and Moz.
The one and only.
How we
Greetings
doing?
and salutations. It's good to be back.
Episode 3,
Tres.
and a place to be.
Talate.
What to come?
Let's kick things off. Will revisiting or reviving or reinstating the old NBA rules, or some of the old NBA rules from the glory days of the NBA, fix this NBA problem that we are having, the referee problem that we're having? Yoz.
All right, look, the old head in me wants to say, yeah, hell yeah, bring it all back. But the logic that I was blessed to be born with in my head made me have a reevaluation of my stance. So I do believe there's components of the old school rules that you could bring back that would definitely increase the physicality of the game and make it tougher to score. But, you know, we're talking about referee things here. So with regards, I know there's been a lot of talk with regards to the 3-second defensive rule, overturning that rule, and maybe it'll be a little bit more, how do I say it? A little bit more
Stable for the defensives to come down the offense.
Well, they'd have to be a little bit more easy on the whistle because of the physicality, like just being in there. But I disagree with that. So I do believe hand checking is something that would, you know, if you bring back the hand checking, that'd be a great bit to put back into the game. Just not just because of the refereeing, but because, you know, the outlandish amount of scoring that we're seeing at the moment. You know, at least make it a little bit harder for players to get where they want to get to. But as for overturning all the old rules, no, I don't think bringing the old game back is going to lead to success with referee calls. Not at all.
So you mentioned the old defensive 3 seconds. What's the difference?
So illegal defense used to be where technically you could never play zone. I mean, even technically now, the zone that they've introduced isn't a real zone. It's NBA zone. So back in the 90s and the 80s, there was a defensive rule made that you couldn't come and double team the ball unless you were aggressively pursuing the ball handler. You also couldn't double team the any off-ball players, making it actually easier to get to the hole for say a superstar player like Michael Jordan or
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Yeah, it's still the GOAT. Doesn't change a damn thing. But in the end of the day, you can see how a lot of the defense was more on an island. If they needed a double team, they had to come and double team the ball, aggressively pursuing the ball. You could not stand and be a satellite hanging around to stop the guy driving to the basket. So it'd sort of be a lot easier to get isolation plays. At the same time, defensive 3 seconds was allowed. You were allowed to sit in the key for more than 3 seconds. But at the same time, because of the illegal defense rule of not being able to double team an off-ball player, if the center was out of the key, you had to extend past the free throw line as well. Like if your offending player was outside the 3-point line, you had to be outside the free throw line. You couldn't be hanging back into the zone or in the paint. So that is a bit of a difference. Whereas now, when they eliminated the standing around in the post all day and brought in the defensive 3 second, now you can actually double team off ball players. You can double team players without aggressively pursuing the ball. So it sort of clogs up the lane a lot more than it used to. Contrary to what I used to believe and what a lot of older heads stick to their guns about and would live and die. That's not the case. Like, it's actually watch the tape, watch the definitions of the rules. It's not the case at all. Same, even with hand checking, Nabs and Moz. Even with hand checking, technically hand checking was illegal in the 70s. Because if you watch the 90s basketball, how many hand checking calls do you see get called? So in 2004, when they eliminated it, it was more of they enforced it harder. So you can't do it at all now. But back then, you couldn't do it either. It was just an evolution of slowly getting it removed from the game. Because in the 90s, you could get some hand checking, get away with it, but it was actually a call that got called many times.
Yeah.
I mean, you as a ref, when the time they call hand checking and they actually script hand checking, obviously it's an illegal move. Yeah. So the narrative that we've been given all these years, even though it was more physical, isn't necessarily the case. Hand checking was illegal in the 70s.
See, I think it's just a little bit more complicated with the overcomplicated NBA. But you said something really important. You couldn't. So the rule was you couldn't double team a player without the ball.
Yeah, and even in double teaming the ball, you couldn't double team in the sense you do today, where you hang off a little bit just to stop him getting into the lane. So it had to be you are aggressively pursuing that ball handler. You had to be up in his grill trying to get that ball from him. You couldn't be hanging back and just congesting the lane. Triple teaming, same thing. You had to move to where your defenders were. So it cleared out and made way for a lot of isolation plays. I mean, even Michael Jordan himself, he said, if you bring in the zone, I would never have been the scorer or the Michael Jordan you have today. Kobe Bryant said it as well brilliantly, that players like him and Carmelo and KD, the 80s and the 90s era suit them better because...
ISO plays.
Yeah, well, his main statement was, you couldn't come and double team. And if you wanted to double team, you had to come all the way up to me. And that ain't stopping me. Put 3-4 hands on me, I'm still going to get past you. Yeah. So the fact that he knew you couldn't double team off the ball, you couldn't hang around and double team like you do today. But if you get a double team, you both have to be up in me. So literally.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Just to touch base on that defensive 3-second rule, I don't think it would work very well in this modern era anyway, because the big guys stretch out to the 3-point line, whereas back then they didn't stretch out. They'll post players. So yeah, that rule's neglected anyway in this era.
Well, that came along with the evolution of the 3-pointer, because not only did everyone start shooting threes, then when the big man caught up and started implementing that into the game as well, the floor had to stretch, because if you start hanging in the key, like, where's the big man? Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be relevant to do that anymore. 100%. But in reality, they get away. They can actually do it now, but this is where the rule changed. So you couldn't double team in the days the way I explained. But now you can double team that way. So you can hang off and just be close to a player, clogging up that lane, and you can sit in that lane as long as you want. The 3-second rule won't apply because you're double teaming an off-ball player.
Right.
But if the off-ball player is not being double teamed, then you'll get counted for a 3 count if you're just sitting in the key.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Moz, do you agree that bringing back or reinstating some of the old NBA rules will help fix this current NBA problem? NBA referee problem?
No. Definitely not. Because my idea of rules should be set in stone and leave it as is. But the NBA's idea of rules is, oh shit, we got a player that no one can guard. Let's make it easier for people to guard him. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Shaq. They can't do anything against him, so what the NBA do? Let's make it easier for us to defend Shaq by changing the rules. You know what I mean? Or the same thing they did with James Harden. They changed the foul rule on him. Or the same thing with Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
But by that standard, then we shouldn't have a 3-point line.
No, but they'll still figure out a way to... What I'm saying is the NBA will still always continually change the rules to suit their needs to make the competition more competitive. Or so-called competitive.
You mean more entertaining?
Well, is it really entertaining?
Well, that's the thing. They thought that because, and it all comes down to, I know it sounds same shit every week.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. They were kept waiting for another Michael Jordan. And in the early 2000s, there was a very dark time for basketball, if you don't remember.
Yes.
And it was always, we were looking like the Harold Miners, the Grant Hills, everybody that, even great players. I'm not taking anything away from Carter. They were all that baby Jordan, the next Jordan. No one quite fit that mold.
No.
So they needed to change parts of the game to make it exciting and give a lot of young stars the capability to score like that. And the changes they made, they saw fit that this is going to make the game more entertaining. And for a while it did. It really did. But now I think a lot of the older heads having kids as well, watching NBA and teaching them, this is not what we
with our older brother, he's like that as well with the old school. It's the old school. Yeah, shout out to Food. The old school basketball is the only way to play according to him.
But you said, look, I want you to elaborate a bit. You said the rules should be set in stone.
Yeah.
Not changing with the winds like they do, every year. I know you're alluding to a
FIBA.
universalized rule like FIBA, making it a world game. But even FIBA has revisions.
Correct. But the revisions are for the game and not for demoting players' game styles.
So it's changing with the game itself.
Yes.
Enhancing the game as
Whereas
opposed to...
NBA is changing the game because of players.
Well, in FIBA you can do in FIBA you can do a pro hop now and a gather step.
Yeah,
that's literally changing to be like the NBA.
It's not,
but
when they brought that gather step in, it confused the hell out of me.
No, that's not why. Okay, I see what you're saying, but that's not why they brought it. The speed that players are playing
the pace of the game,
has changed. So you have to allow that half step or that step in the gather. Otherwise, you won't be able to play the level of competitiveness that you're playing and the athleticism that they're playing at right now. Because I know you're saying, okay, back then we had them. Yeah, we did, but we didn't have like the athletic players, the speedy players, the freaks of nature. But they weren't as concentrated as in the game now.
Correct.
Of course, because there's a lot more possessions there are today.
Offensive
But not just possessions. From 1 to 5. The end of the bench.
All
they're
scorers.
all athletic specimens.
Yeah, I'm saying because the game it demands it now. Like you've got so many more possessions per game.
It's moving faster.
Yeah.
Not just possessions. So possessions.
That's a massive part of it. Because you've got transition. There's no waste slowing.
No, but you could make the argument that the possessions, were part and parcel of the rules stunting the possessions back in the day. Okay, or
you mean the shot clock?
Not just the shot clock, but you could make a case that rules actually stunted the increased possessions because the possessions changed. They shifted when the rules changed. It increased to I can't remember the numbers. I saw the numbers before. But one change actually made that happen. So
100%.
So you mean across the league?
You could make the argument. What I'm saying is the athleticism, the science behind the finely tuned machines that are the professional basketball players across the board has increased. Okay, and the FIBA recognized that, and they made that change accordingly.
So that's why they put the gather in.
They put the gather in because you couldn't come to a stop quick enough.
Okay, well,
speed.
Well, if that's the case, then the NBA should have put two-step rule in a long, long time ago. The NBA up till about 15 years ago.
But the NBA doesn't know what a travel is.
Huh?
The NBA doesn't know what a travel is.
Their rule, I'm saying. In their rule.
The interpretation, they can't even understand it.
Well, their interpretation is 2 steps is a travel 15 years ago. So 15 years ago, in their rules, in the words of their books, you were only allowed 1 step, not 2. We all grew up playing 2 steps. We played 2 steps. That was in the NBA till not long ago at all. 1 step.
From a stationary position, it's only the one.
No.
Because you can't lift your pivot.
There was no 2. I remember when they actually brought the 2 steps in. We were confused. We thought, what the hell? It was always 2 steps. But apparently, no, it wasn't. Throughout the 90s, in the rules, it was a 1 step, not 2. So if people couldn't come to a stop now...
No, I think it's the way it was interpreted. So they've reworded the way that the rule is written. Okay.
Did you know about the one step?
The one step is only for stationary.
Off a dribble.
Yeah, I think it's an interpretation issue. I've never heard.
I think we should put this.
Fact check that. Check that, because I'm telling you,
Put it up on the screen.
thank you, Fraser Crane.
There you go. Shout out.
So
The real ones know.
just coming back, so bringing in FIBA was something that I was thinking of. Okay, universalizing the rules. Okay,
100%.
the issue that we're seeing with the NBA is consistency and a difference of interpretation across the board. You don't see that in FIBA as widespread as it is in the NBA. They don't have that problem. The rule is very simple. The rules are very simple, they're very clear. And when they're not, they're revised. Okay? If there's any confusion, they're revised. And that's the way that it should be. Not, let's revise it to make it more entertaining. Let's revise it to bring in more dollars. Let's revise it for commercialization. You know, and that's what unfortunately has happened to the NBA, because they're driven by data. They're driven by advanced stats now. They're driven by
Crazy advanced.
they're driven by the commercialization of their product, that they're worried that any changes to these things that see less offense or a negative impact on offense could push people away. And they're constantly worried about their ratings. You know, you see it all the time.
They're the lowest ratings in the
You
history
see
of
it
the
all the
NBA.
time. So I strongly agree with the universalization. I mean,
And what would be the byproduct of having universal rules?
a world game.
100%.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen. NBA is a complete different game. NBA.
I agree. You got two
And they don't want to be
separate games.
Like, regardless of what you hear from,
it's not the same.
regardless from what you hear from Adam Silver, it's not going to happen.
I think
He
Adam
doesn't want
Silver's smarter than what you're giving him credit for.
I'm not saying he's not
I
smart.
think-
That's not a dig at his intellectual capabilities.
That's not what I'm saying.
He's appeasing people that are complaining, but nothing's going to come of it. He's not going to change it to FIBA rules.
Look, I think he'll get forced to change it if
By who?
That's what
the Middle East end up
yeah. That's
creating
exactly,
the league
that's exactly
that's
the
going to
threat.
compete with the NBA.
Exactly that.
And we're
The
talking,
threat.
they've got money to throw
Yeah,
around.
can I say one thing? Let's be real. We understand soccer players. We understand Europeans. We understand all of this. Understand Americans and the way they think. Do you think these multi-million dollar basketball players are going to move to Saudi Arabia
Yes.
and play? No.
I'll give you an example of one person.
Couple might, but I'm telling you,
I'll
you
give you-
ain't getting the Premier
And I'll
League there
give,
from
I'll
just
give
because of
you
the money.
a few faces of the NBA
Who?
that would. Jokic, Luka, because it's closer
What
to home.
I just said, forget the Europeans.
But all
We're not talking about Europe. I said
the stars are Europeans
I
in the
said
league now.
forget about the Europeans
Last-
specifically. I said
Last two,
Can you name 10 players that aren't
three-
European in the
last three MVPs?
Yeah.
Colin Sexton.
Oh my God!
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying he popped in my
He's
head.
not a star. Like,
You didn't say star. He said name 10 players who.
he's not a star.
He's the starting point guard on their team.
He's
Right?
not a star like.
All right, here we go.
Jokic and Luka.
All right.
Jokic and Luka.
LeBron James.
He's retired.
Trae Young.
He's non-existent.
What do you mean non-existent?
You know why?
Okay, you're playing a game now.
Yeah.
I said forget European players,
Yeah.
right? Because they will not make the NBA. They
I'll
don't
tell
make
you
the
right
whole
now.
NBA.
I'll
The
tell you
NBA
right now. A Middle Eastern team will pay Trae Young more money than what any NBA team would play.
When James Harden goes to Saudi Arabia,
James Harden will go with the strippers.
yeah, he won't go to Saudi Arabia. My point is, majority of these players love their drugs, love their booze, love their partying. They ain't getting that over there.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
When's the last time you looked at something in Saudi Arabia?
If you think, look, I'm just saying, you think the idea of
even
Saudi
Dubai.
Arabia creating the new Premier Basketball League is
Dubai.
the idea of them creating the new Premier League basketball is beautiful.
Okay, hang
But
on.
ain't gonna happen.
I
Hey, they
think,
got money to compete.
hang
like,
on, hang on.
Do you agree?
You need to get the talent.
Don't worry, they'll get it with money.
let me just say something.
You think
okay?
that?
I think you're hyper focusing on the one aspect of the issue.
That's a big aspect.
Hang on. Let me explain. You're looking at it as a country or this. Look at it as a concept. The threat of external funding, incentivizing, exciting the NBA players, motivating them to go elsewhere.
I'm looking at that as well.
Forget about the Saudi Arabia of it all. Okay, you don't see a Monaco, oligarch or a Russian oligarch creating a multi-billion dollar, league that you've seen it in golf. In golf, they had that. I don't want to speak about other sports, but in golf, they had that big issue just recently. I think they ended up coming to an agreement to buy him out. Live Golf and PGA.
Yeah, but that's completely different. So that game is literally, you don't have like golf is golf where golf is golf wherever
the concept.
Golf is golf.
Don't be so narrow with the understanding.
You're talking about concepts.
Make it broad,
mate. You're talking about concepts. Then you have to take into account that there's two complete different leagues, two complete different games. Golf is one game everywhere, so you can't draw the parallel between one game which is NBA and one game which is basketball and golf company and a golf company. It's the exact same game, exact same rules. Nothing's different. Here, it's completely different. It's two different games.
That's not true.
It is true. You just said it 2 minutes ago. Is NBA basketball or is it NBA?
Hang on. Live Golf had their own specific rules to make it more entertaining as well. That was different from the PGA, and that was one of the reasons.
Which were what?
I don't know the exact rule. I don't follow golf, but I know that there was a big uproar because they were moving away from tradition. Okay? They were breaking away from that. And there was a big divide. And recently, I think they've come to terms, they've come to an agreement, and they've merged or something. Okay? My point is, if you look at it from a conceptual perspective, there is a threat that could happen. Whether it's tomorrow, next week, a year, 2 years, 10 years, there is a threat. And it's a real threat.
Yeah,
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example.
Let's say the concept can be a threat, but I don't see a credible threat.
I'll give you an example of where the threat's coming. Vegas used to be a sports capital with no competition, correct?
Yeah.
Other than New York. Right now, all the boxing, big name boxing matches.
Pulling out of there. Yeah.
And where they doing it?
Dubai. But they're not living there.
It doesn't matter.
An NBA season and a boxing event are completely different. When you're committing to a team,
but they're there for 3 months for training.
You need to. What is one of the biggest problems with players getting traded in their heads? I have to uproot my whole life, move a whole different city, and live there now. I don't want to live in Houston. I want to live in LA, for example, right? Just throwing it out there. Now, boxing, taking a trip, you don't even have to do a training camp in Dubai. You can just rock up there a week before you fight and then leave.
Most professionals do their training camp.
I'm just saying, that is not like an NBA season. An NBA season is, and playoffs, mate, it's pretty much you have to live there. You have to stay there.
You said NBA season. How do you know what the season consists of for the Arab League?
I'm saying, it would be something that was very similar. It wouldn't be like, you play 10 games, like the NBL or 14 or 20 games.
FIBA have a whole complete schedule. Yeah, a complete different schedule.
But this would be a different league completely, wouldn't it?
100%. 100% would be completely different.
So let's not, again, we're getting too bogged down with the details. The concept, okay, that's what I'm saying. There is a potential threat. There is a potential threat.
100%. Because players nowadays are arguing.
Adam Silver's actions.
They've been doing that for years.
Yeah. So imagine if the Arab League came and said, we've got a league, 50 games the whole season. You don't think they're going to bring players in? And they're going to pay more.
I never said some players won't go.
No,
you're not becoming the Premier League.
A lot of players.
But
eventually they will.
I don't reckon.
What? Yeah. Okay, again, scenarios where it is there is motivation. There is motivation. There is incentive, and there is opportunity, okay, and there's competition,
and they'll get more ratings.
If they're
hell yes,
yeah, if they're present, I could see that definitely happening. Okay, where it is, how it is, the details of it, I see it, and that's why I think Adam Silver is aware of this fact, and that's why he's trying to refine his product. He's trying from multiple different angles, okay, but I think he's struggling because of tradition, because of the bookmakers, because there's a lot of pressures coming in and the TV deals and whatnot.
Yes.
But let's bring it all back to the referees, okay? There's a couple of things that I noticed.
Sidetrack from the refs, right?
So there's a couple of things I noticed, but it is a relevant point, because if the fans start to lose interest because of these issues with the referees, okay? And other things. But let's just talk about the referees in particular.
Sure.
I'm starting to see even the referees are becoming their own little personalities within the game. Like it's getting to the point where, and I'm speaking as a referee myself, an amateur one to be, precise, but I'm starting to see the referees are having a personality within the game to the extent where it's not just two teams on the court anymore. It looks like there's three teams. There's the home team, the away team, and the referee team. Okay? It's starting to become about the referees, and it's detracting from the talent and the action on the court. And even this new coach's challenge, what do commentators talk about whenever it happens? They have to stand in front of the camera, they press the button, they announce it to everyone, and then there's some that do it well, some that do it poorly, and it becomes a little mini.
They get popular. Let's say that.
Drama within itself, and it becomes like an entertaining thing in and of itself.
People know refs' names more now.
And we're seeing that. But what I want to say to the referees, okay, this delusion of grandeur, okay, that you have just because you're in the spotlight, because, your personality is out there for everyone to see. And the players, talk to you and they're nice to you and whatever. The players don't care about you, okay? They're nice to you because they're hoping that will translate into better calls, okay? Don't be fooled. You know better, okay? And what we're seeing is it's becoming about the referees. Now, when I was doing my training, the one thing they tell you is people didn't come to watch you ref. They came to watch people play.
100%.
Don't make it about you. That was one rule that was drilled into us, okay? You call the right calls, no problem, but don't make the game about you. We're seeing that. That's what it's become. That's what the NBA is becoming.
Ejecting superstars.
It's been like that for years.
And you see the referees, tech fouling everyone. Like it's starting to look like they're throwing up gang signs.
They hold grudges. Like it's funny you said
ep3
every 2 seconds.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying it's funny how you brought up it's like an extra team because, like, if you remember, I think it was back in like 2021, 2022. One of the refs, I think it was Tony Brothers, called Spencer Dinwiddie a bitch.
Eyebrows.
Called him a bitch, and he got suspended.
I remember that.
And Brothers got suspended for a game. And then the next game, Dinwiddie was playing, and one of the refs called the flagrant one on him and ejected him from the game for incidental contact. It was like an elbow, and it was with him and Jordan Poole. So he had an elbow that accidentally hit Jordan Poole. They shook hands right away and like cleared it up. But then they called the flagrant one, not a flagrant two, and then ejected him.
There was no malice intent.
No, but the theory goes,
from the refs.
well, the theory goes, you suspend one of ours,
We'll get you back.
we'll handle you. And that was like 2 years ago.
But
like,
this is
or
where the
last
commissioner
year.
needs to step in and go, hang on, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, but this goes back to Tim Donahue.
Let's pause there for a second before we get to that, because that is something I want to get to. But a couple of things that have, sparked this week. There was that really outlandish incident. Some would argue there was 2 incidents, back to back concerning the Knicks. I don't really think, I reviewed the Toronto one. I don't think it was a bad call. There was a no call. The guy brushed past him on a 3-pointer. There was no contact, in my opinion. It was incidental at best. There was no intent. And I don't even think he even touched him, to be honest. I watched it a few times. I could be wrong. And the Knicks were furious. That was a turning point. It was the last few seconds of the game. I honestly don't think that was an issue. But the next issue concerning the Knicks was that Dante DiVincenzo flagrant.
He was diving into a swimming pool.
Flagrant tackle right in front of the referee.
That's a Morad foul.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was up the top near the half
Do
court.
whatever it takes to get the...
For clear plain sight for all referees to see. It's your zone to, like the trail referees, well, they've got multiple referees, but the trail referee, that's their zone. It was right in his zone, right in front of his face. and it wasn't called. It was a clear tackle. It was egregious, you know, and they ended up admitting that in the 2-minute report and
What use is
whatnot.
that?
But exactly, what's the point?
After everyone sit their beds.
But you know what's crazy?
What's the point
How
of
many refs they got on the court now for NBA? They've got
the
4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a second.
That's
It's like a third team.
8 sets of eyes, or 4 sets of eyes.
Like I'd understand if it was under the ring, you know, maybe there
Not one
was
of them
some
could see it.
obstructed
That's all I
view.
meant.
But this one was right up the top. You know, there was at least 2 referees that could have clearly seen it. The bench, the referees,
At least one.
the crowd, everyone
Someone.
saw it.
Like, how do you have 4 refs and no one's seen it?
You know-
Come on, man.
It was horrible, man.
At the very
was
least,
horrible.
call it.
FIBA still runs with 2
Call it.
refs.
Make the late call. Go and review it. No, FIBA has 3.
But they got one set of eyes and they can still do the job properly
So
with no challenge calls.
it's calls like that.
Or 6.
Exactly.
So it's calls like that.
Quick maps.
It's calls like that that keep bringing back that thought in the back of fans' heads.
Rigged.
100%.
Rigged.
You know, and we know you were talking about Tim.
Tim Donny.
Get into
He-
it, bro.
Yeah, so...
But he
Yeah.
wasn't the only one, bro.
No, but this is the thing. He retired, what, 07?
Yeah.
Um,
But there's still refs that are still
was-
reffing from his crew.
yeah, well, that's the thing. He was saying it was coming from David Stern. It wasn't coming from the refs.
100%.
It's coming from up
the
above.
ringleader.
So,
The
Mr.
mafia.
Don.
They took a page out of the
Bro, he's a Don. But it was coming from the top. The refs were getting told what to ref, what to look for. You know, and some people could say it's just... Like, I've talked to some people that said it's just about, you know, cracking down on some of these illegal moves like the travels or the carries, and he wants them to focus on that. But it's not the case. You know, it's...
Would you say it's worse now that they've got these gambling ads as well?
Every YouTube ad, every highlight, every ad that comes on TV, it's all gambling ads. And I think, look, how do I put it? At the end of the day, players come out to the refs and they say, "Hey, bro, we've seen Netflix."
Yeah.
Like they know, it's deep rooted within players and coaches that they know with the certainty that the games are getting rigged. I watched a podcast that was, I think it was Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett talking about you never want to go to Game 7 because you know you're not just playing each other.
You're playing
That Game 7, you're playing who the league wants to win.
100%.
Like the fact that they know this with like
us
certainty,
coach.
bro, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder
Funny is that throw out that word narratives and expect nobody to look deeper into that.
Especially in this digital information age where everything can just get typed up and researched within 2 minutes.
So did you know So I watched that documentary, amazing documentary.
Still haven't
we're
watched
not
it,
promoting anybody here, but that was an amazing, insightful
should give me some
documentary.
tips, Donny.
But Scott
With
Foster,
some money.
Scott Foster was named.
Yeah,
He was
and he's still coaching.
he was
Sorry, still
heavily-
refereeing.
CP3's mate, isn't he?
heavily involved in that.
I can't believe
That's crazy.
that he's that's a big thing. The fact that he was
That whole crew should have got overhauled. They should not be reffing.
So do you know to what level he was involved? Like,
I don't know.
So there was-
I did see that doco.
It was bad.
But I mean,
He was in it.
so Tim Donaghy, his
He's really the fall guy.
his phone
yeah,
but his phone records, they showed that he had contacted Scott Foster 100 times. I
right,
think
that's
it was
right. That's right.
100 times a day or 100 times.
I remember that.
It was a ridiculous amount, and they made excuses. You know, he's a referee. You know,
They
this and that.
talk. They want to know who they're coaching, reffing the next
compare.
day, and
They compared all the other referees.
He spoke with him the most.
It wasn't just the most. It was like non-existent with anyone else except for him. And this guy's still in the league. And this is why fans are suspicious. And when you see these things happening, when you see, like we'll summarize it all together, when you see rules not befitting a league that is trying to be consistent, fair, honest, and transparent, and then you have crazy calls that bring into the question these things, and then you look at the history and the people that are still involved in it
That's crazy.
are still in the league and highly regarded senior officials. I mean, no one. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to realize that something's.
If it walks like a duck,
Something wrong.
looks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
It's a donkey.
It's a donkey.
Judge.
So let's move on. I think the one thing we should talk about is briefly, the NBA has since looked into certain aspects, and they're looking to try to improve. That's what the public.
Improve what?
That's what the public statements are. So
Okay.
there was a recent.
Shame. Don't tell me.
There's a recent competition investigation that has been initiated by Adam Silver in the league.
I say refs getting fined.
But that's not what they're looking at. They're actually looking at the scoring element.
Oh my God.
So because the offensive
Output.
Explosion.
output this season has been immense.
What's the average per game?
It's increased ridiculously.
It's like 100
all you have to do is
a
It's
game.
like 12 points in 10 years or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
all you have to do is look at the paces.
Yeah, the Pacers.
Just look at the paces.
What's the average?
This year?
100 and...
Shout out to
130.
Tyrese Halliburton with 0 points today.
Bro, what happened? What happened?
130. I told you. So let's continue. So do you know much about the competition? I only just found out about it this week. I think it was announced late last week or this week. Look, I think any, investigation or attempt to try to do something different, like my old CEO used to say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So it's a good step that they're at least acknowledging and trying to do something about it. Personally, I would want them to look into the rules before they do that, but that's fine.
I agree. You're looking in the wrong spot, mate. You're looking outside the book, not in the book.
Man, there's just little rules that you can fix. Like for example, they would lower the output. Like, traveling carries, call them.
100%.
And I mean, call
Hey,
them.
carries are very bad.
I saw Giannis today literally hezzy like this and turn it over. And I'm like, he's not a little guard that does it quickly. He's holding the ball like this and turning. Call him. Like, these are the types of little things that can add to the game.
Yeah,
like
travel. The travel is a big one because
3 buzzer beaters.
Like, people are stopping dribbling from halfway line now because they know they can get away with it.
Mate,
No, the travels that I'm talking about, and I know you're talking about this one as well. When the defense has done everything right, and then the
That
offensive
extra
player slides his pivot, moves his pivot, shuffles his feet, moves away from the player, takes a
familiar.
shot.
and then sometimes dribbles again. And
Yeah.
it's like he never stopped dribbling.
brother.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
He dribbled, stopped, pivot, dribbled.
Disgusting.
Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
and those 3 or 4 buzzer beaters we saw in the past two weeks, where 4 or 5 steps were taken before the buzzer beater shot to determine who wins the game, and it was the go ahead point. No calls.
It's ridiculous.
And game on.
Ridiculous.
That's where the rigging comes into play.
100%.
It's like that whole Kawhi Leonard in Toronto.
Do you reckon they
Same
slightly
shit.
move the ring so the ball goes in?
Well, have you heard about the magnetic rings
The
and balls?
magnetic ring, bro.
There's
I'm
a
gonna
magnet
admit,
in the ball.
That was pretty crazy, that bounce. That bounce was next level. That was something.
Yeah,
Which
man.
one's this one?
Look, they say he's an alien. I don't know, man.
The Kawhi Leonard one, the one that is like ding.
A Terminator.
The one that caused Embiid to cry like a little
yeah.
girl.
He cried his eyes out,
That
bro.
was Embiid's game, so I don't know
Why
why.
didn't you give him a hug, bro? Ahmed, bro. You didn't give your man a hug.
Should give him a kiss.
Give him a boost.
So
So I think
there was one thing I actually did want to show. Let me see if I can bring it up.
right.
Okay, can't bring it up. But you saw the interviews with we spoke about the referees just to wrap it all up. A lot of the coaches were publicly speaking out.
Furious.
I think this season we've seen much more fines because of speaking against the officials than previous seasons.
But you know what? They need to, man.
Yeah, Ted Woods is like, I don't know, just pay a fine.
Yeah.
Man, everyone's having their
They've
voice
had
heard.
enough. They've had enough, and so they should, man. Like, if the commissioner's not going to do anything about it, what are you going to do?
So one of my favorite ones, so there was Steve Kerr initially speaking out against the referees, did it in a very polite way, very Popovich way.
Trendsetter.
Then I remember it was Mike Brown, another
He gave us a lesson.
another ex-Warrior.
He was giving a lesson, mate. He was giving
That was brilliant. I mean, bringing out the laptop, that was a gangster move, you know,
That reminded me of Kenny the Jet Smith on
in the
TNT,
post game.
bringing out the TV on the back, showing you play by play.
And then there was, is it Darko? Darko. I'm not going to pronounce his last name.
The Serbian monster.
You're from Melbourne. What is it?
The Serbian monster, bro. That's what we call him.
He's a legend.
He blasted them.
So let
As
me
you
see if
should.
I can bring this up because this is next level.
Yeah, it needs to be seen.
Okay.
Look, he's ready to bloody
He's ready.
shoot people.
He's ready. Look at him. Let's play the clip. See what he has to say.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. That's outrageous. What happened tonight, this is completely BS. And this is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws
Two.
in the fourth quarter. Like, how to play the game. I understand it, respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How is possible that Scotty Barnes, who is that caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and try to get to the rim without flapping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the full game. How is that possible? How are you going to explain it?
The whole game, he only got 2 free throws. That's crazy.
So we don't show off for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes, he's going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league. And once
yeah.
here during whole season, I've been calling you back. It's a complete crap.
Any explanations at all about
Yeah, that was a good rant, man. Good on him.
Matrokya Darko.
We need more of it. Other coaches need to be pulling their finger out, man, because that's ridiculous. There's only, 3 or 4 of them? What the it begs to say, are they getting some money under the table to keep their mouth shut?
So it actually continued on. I didn't want to play it because I don't know if it'll get blocked. But he did actually, at the end of it, he mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said?
If you want the Lakers to win, tell us. Tell us. And we'll just forfeit the game. What's the fine for forfeiting the game in the NBA?
I don't know. Has it ever been done?
Bro, I would just
walk
first.
out.
I know games have been evacuated.
Would you
but
do it?
Would I forfeit?
If you're playing and you know the ref that's ref in your game is a rigged donkey,
No, I'd try my hardest to get the win just to stuff his bet up.
but if you start first quarter and there's like 20 foul calls against you,
I would be fouled out.
bro, you mean the whole team's going to get ejected? They're bringing the assistant coaches out to the court. Oh, mate.
So, like I said, there was a few more, and the last one was Monty Williams this week, and this one actually, this got me, because Monty Williams is a nice guy, and the way that he came out deflated, and you could see he was holding it back, trying to keep it professional. I'll see if I can quickly bring it up.
I think we should step on Luka.
You reckon?
I think he misses Phoenix altogether.
100%.
I mean,
He exceeded expectations there, though, man.
Monty Williams was well loved. I mean, KD.
So what was the reason why he
KD
left?
comes and he goes. I mean,
Is it solely because of KD that he got let go?
I don't know if it was because of that.
And that's another thing. Players have too much power in the league now, man. Way too much power.
It's because the owners are softies.
So this was the
I don't
play
want
that
to
we
be
were
seen as
talking
slave
about.
traders. That's what it is.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to the Clippers ex-owner.
This,
I do not stand with this man.
Bro, I didn't say I like you. I'm just saying.
Shout out
I'm giving him an example.
Phoenix was there too. That's why he left Phoenix, wasn't it? Because of the racist.
yes, the
Because of all
owner.
that drama. You just
But
reminded me.
they
because of
got rid of him.
Clippers. Yeah.
They got rid
Yeah,
of him.
but I think it was like damage done because of the culture there. or
Maybe.
whatnot.
But do you reckon he left or he got? I thought he got fired.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
He got the
Oh, who?
axe.
Monty.
Monty.
Yeah, he got fired.
So this was the play that started Monty's,
Right.
sadness.
Did he cry? Actually called.
Dante's got it, but then it gets stolen by Touch and it's going the other
Oh.
way. Even Shinzo goes,
Straight into his kneecaps, man.
It's like the Bill Goldberg spear.
There we go. Oh, I remember doing that.
so now the
I love jump shot.
I like him, bro.
is
Look at this. Look at this.
just got it.
Come on.
So what?
What is that?
That's dirty.
What is that?
Shout out to Kareem. That's something he does
Yeah.
every game. Kaz, Mr. Kaz, Mr. Yakin. That's his play.
That's right, actually.
True or not?
Rattles out. No.
So Nick's winner, and this is Monty Williams after the game.
The absolute worst call of the season. No call. And enough's enough. We've done it the right way. We've called the league. We've sent in clips. We're sick of hearing the same stuff over and over again.
Exactly.
We had a chance to win the game, and the guy dove into Asar's legs, and there was a no call. That's an abomination. You cannot miss that in an NBA game. Period. And I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of our guys asking me, what more can we do, coach? That situation is Exhibit A
It's crazy.
to what we've been dealing with all season long, and enough's enough. You cannot dive into a guy's legs in a big-time game like that and there be a no call. It's ridiculous, and we're tired of it. We just want a fair game called.
Drop the mic, Monty.
Period. And I
Drop
got
the
nothing
mic.
else to say. We want a fair game, and that was not fair. I'm
Drop the
done.
mic.
But was it really a big game? This is like
That's what I was gonna say. It's on a big game. Remember, man,
They come in
the
love.
Pistons, bro. Yeah, coach. The Pistons.
Come on, man. It's not a big game. We can relax.
Habib.
So it is for them because
Every game's a big game. They don't want to lose.
Again.
The worst losing in their history.
exactly. So they're on the cusp of making history by being the worst losing team.
You've done it, Monty. You've done it. Maybe you can go to the Bucks next.
Look, I don't blame Monty. I blame Silas. Why the hell is he the assistant coach for Pistons?
I blame Silas.
Silas was Houston's coach.
Silas was the donkey coach that didn't realize he had Alperen Sengun as a good player.
That's right.
Benched him for, 80% of the season? And then he goes, oh, wait, shit, this guy's a good player. I'll start him now.
It was a development
And
play.
then what happened? Pistons, front office go, all right, this guy's an excellent coach. Let's bring him as assistant.
So let's move on from the referees and the competition investigation to something we like to do every episode. So we are moving into
Check.
our favorite segment,
Yeah, boy.
the kicks check.
Who's bringing the heat?
So Moz, you kick it off since you're
yeah.
front and center. Let me move
yeah,
this out of the way.
We got the Jordan 27s here. Hey.
No one
Came
told me
out
how to
there,
tie his shoes.
Yeah, I have to anti anyway. I'm not playing. They came out 2012, and these ones actually came with a separate box to the shoebox with 3 different insoles, which was pretty unique. The boot comes out completely. You can wear it as slippers, so it's not too bad. Look at that jump man. Look at that jump man.
Show me the tread. Show me the tread.
Look at that.
Oh,
Clean
traction.
this week.
Yeah, bro.
Very look at the carbon fiber on that.
Played it.
Very nice.
Yeah, very
UNC-ish.
Especially the colorway, man. I love the colorway.
Could be Georgetown.
This colorway, man. Jordan's in this colorway. It doesn't matter which
So they're
Jordans
the
they are.
drop-in midsoles. You've got like 15 of them, I saw.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, I'll do my ones because they're already in frame. So since I've been talking about the Shaq commercial, I thought just had to bring out the diagnosis.
What's the line for the Shaq commercial?
Don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk.
Oh yeah.
Password. So as you can see, they've got the crossover. I think it's on this shoe. There it
Yeah,
is.
nice shoes, man.
So Adidas and Reebok crossover. And as you can see, the
Chinese version. Look there.
I can't do this.
You like them? You
So these are the diagnosis. They're ode to Shaqnosis. So you can see the Shaq logo there. Very nice.
You say woo woo.
Dame Sevens, and they've got the mismatch. So yeah,
That's what Shaq used to say. He said woo woo after his baskets. Do you remember his songs?
Bro, he used to pull out the camera, bro. He invented selfies.
3, 4. Shaq, the
Shout out
baddest
to
deal.
Shaq, bro.
so
Invented selfies, bro.
all we got left is yours on the end there. Yours, what you
yours.
rocking?
Bring him out, bro. Bring
The
him out.
14s, cuz.
Hey?
Okay.
I don't have no stories. I just got sex appeal.
You love him?
Yeah, I love him, man.
So these ones
Based
I
on a
think-
Ferrari, eh?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just about to say.
Off FJ's Ferrari, bro.
Well, yeah, bro. Love him. Sexy shoes.
Very
I
nice.
actually like it. I like everyone's shoes this week, man. Honestly,
I fixed my tongue up.
it's gonna be a tough one for the viewers.
What's going on with my tongue?
Hey,
What's this shit?
by the way, if you're watching, make sure you leave a comment on which kicks you like the most. Because I'm taking the win every week, regardless. Unless you guys say
He
otherwise.
upvotes himself.
Always. Self
Like Donald Trump. I voted for myself.
100%.
Why are you crying?
Yeah, bro.
Why are you crying?
Bro, I'm crying from that Chinese company.
Oh, shit.
So where do we go from here? I mean, kicks check was a blast, but spoke about the refs. We spoke about Monty having a sook. Injuries have been a big topic this week. Specifically, some of the crazy injuries that have either happened, updates to them, and also just some weird stuff like Lonzo Ball. Poor Lonzo Ball. Like, I don't want to kick a dead horse, but
Is your team.
Stephen A's had...
Of course, man. Flog him.
You don't like him.
So Stephen A has recently spoken about some of the videos that are surfacing. So firstly, there was the report on Lonzo not even sprinting yet, not even being ready to start sprinting.
Couldn't even stand, apparently.
That came out, and last time there seems to be a bit of a pattern here. And again, I don't know the mentality of the bloke. He's a young guy, and I don't want to say anything negative, but last time there was some comments made about his health.
How
He
come the videos?
posted a video, trying to show that he's
Yeah.
actually better than what is reported.
Yeah.
And he took it personally. I don't mind that he took it personally. I just think in the age of social media, I think we should be a little bit more sparing with the way that we use it. Just responding to trolls or to media reports that may or may not be accurate. Look, at the end of the day, it's affecting his bottom dollar. So I can understand from his perspective why this, why he feels it's necessary. But it's happened again.
Did you say it's affecting his bottom dollar?
I think it can.
Okay.
Perception. The perception.
Yeah.
So it happens again.
Sorry, not promotion.
The most recent one was that statement or that report about him not being able to sprint and whatnot. And Lonzo responded by showing a brief clip. And anyone that plays basketball, you can see he wasn't really putting a lot of,
Did you notice?
stress on his limbs in the movements that he was doing.
There was a green screen behind him. There was someone
Did you
holding him.
notice the ring did not look 10 foot?
I didn't notice that. But
It was like the
regardless,
side rim. No, I'm serious, man. When I saw that, I was like, something looks off.
look, either way, I mean, the report was about him sprinting,
Yeah.
and it was like a couple of jab steps.
But at
You
the
know.
same time, Shaq made a comment as well, didn't he? And then he came out and posted that dunk video. It was the same last time when Shaq
Yeah.
made that comment about him and he posted that video.
Yeah. So, look, the guy's got a lot of time on his hands. I get it. The narratives that are being put forth, I mean, it's unfortunate what's happened to him. The guy's an amazing talent from what we saw on the court, and we do want to see him back on the court. At least I do. I don't want to...
For the Golden State Warriors, eh?
I don't want to hang crap on him. Look, I'll
You want him on the Golden State Warriors?
have anyone that could do it. But
Still him away from the Bulls.
Stephen A responded, and I think it was quite tactful the way that he responded. It was very appropriate, very genuine. He came across very sincere, and similar to what I'm doing now, didn't really push too much negativity. But Lonzo, man, I mean, just put your phone down, focus on your recovery. There's no need, we all know what you're capable
Call
of.
LeBron James. He's got some secret sauce.
Yeah, he's got that geek. He's got that geek.
He'll get us sorted.
Bro.
He'll get you sorted in 6 months.
So what did you think when you saw the...
Well, I'm a Bulls fan, so I've got a lot to, I might have a different take to all of you. So what the Bulls need to do, they've done the human aspect of things. They've done what's right by Lonzo Ball. I mean...
Being patient.
Yeah, they've let him get his bag. I mean, they're paying him. The insurance is paying, 80% of his wage at the moment. Like, the insurance is for the Bulls. What the Bulls need to do before draft is file for career-ending injury clause. That'll free up our cap space. We'll be able to get somebody. We'll be able to fill up our team how we need to fill it up.
Right.
We can't keep waiting on Lonzo Ball. It's not his fault. And I think the Bulls have done really good by you, because they could have done this a long time ago.
100%.
We're talking about a man that hasn't just got a normal type of knee surgery, right? He's had a surgery that is a surgery that you would get just to return to walking and running and enjoying life. Not to play professional sports.
100.
I mean, this guy's literally got a dead man's knee in his knee. Like, he's got someone else's knee in his knee. Like, that's not a surgery to get back to high-level professional basketball. And at the same time, keeping him around, I understand it gives him a chance to be able to go to another team. It's not like you just getting rid of him. But as the Bulls organization now has looked after you, they need to look after themselves. We need to start winning. Can't see the crap I've seen today. It was ridiculous. And I can't have that Carter fella anymore playing away. Man, get the hell off my court. So, yeah, my take is their actions should be, they've done the right thing by him. Now they should file for that career-ending injury clause so they can free up their money, not have to pay him. He'll still get paid, people. He'll still make his money. No reason to feel bad.
It's guaranteed.
The guy's a baller.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Hey, that Bulls team when he was playing.
And that's not a dig at him. I loved Lonzo Ball when he came. I was excited. I loved how he pushed the pace. He made us a great transition team, and he worked on that 3 ball.
That were the Pacers before Pacers.
Yeah, that jump shot got fixed up right.
Yeah, man. And it worked, the dynamic. I mean, he said himself, this team was formed for me.
It's crazy.
Even though some of the pieces were there before,
it was
done in the concept of, we're going to get Lonzo Ball here. Like,
but you don't think that, it's given opportunity to the young players to start developing as well?
Yeah,
but Kobe White's having a cracker of a season.
Yeah, but taking into account, he was a young player developing. Yeah. So, I mean, we forget that.
And what is he going to look like when he gets back, if he gets back?
He's not coming back to the Bulls. Bulls will be stupid to do that.
This is Kawhi level. Actually, it's beyond Kawhi level.
Yeah,
this is like Brandon Roy, like
Greg Oden.
That was sad. I've seen him playing in college before he went to America.
People think he's LeBron's father.
So this was
a guy looked 40 years old coming into the league.
This was a knee injury, yeah, and a foot, I think, for Lonzo.
Yeah. Was it more his knee? It's meniscus and something.
Similar to what Joel Embiid has.
It was like a strange pain that he couldn't understand why. He had how many surgeries? He had like 2 or 3 or 4 surgeries.
Yeah, Joel Embiid's on his second on the same knee.
No, I'm talking about, but with Joel, it will be just arthroscopic surgery, just clean or removal, yeah?
No, this is the second time they're removing more meniscus.
Trimming it up, yeah?
There has been an update.
They keep removing on the same
thing. Lonzo had a different surgery. So originally it was like a meniscus surgery, and then he had that full, sort of Rico, where they literally took someone else's knee and put it in his knee.
That's ridiculous.
So,
like we said, call LeBron.
Embiid's,
LeBron, get your
Magic sauce.
yeah.
Embiid's injury actually
Test.
is from what I saw last. They're expecting him back end of March or in March.
Yeah, baby. Making the
So,
push for the playoffs. Like
They
I
could
said,
make a push.
I
They
don't-
could
if
make
he's
a push.
healthy, he will make sure he's on the floor.
Listen, we're talking about playoffs here, man.
I'm talking about-
You can't be coming back from the injury. in the
Harder
playoffs.
did it. Harder
Harden did
literally
what?
sat out for how long because of a hammy and came back for playoffs
And what
at
happened?
Brooklyn.
And what happened?
He got injured again. But on top of that, Harden was fat. He hadn't played, like, let's see.
And how impact- hang on.
Let's
We're
take they
talking
barely
about
played any
impact.
games together.
But we're talking about impact.
Yeah,
like,
Joel Embiid's just as
Embiid's
heavy as a
carrying-
fat James Harden.
But he's not having to run and change direction as quickly as these boys. You know that, man.
He is.
And a hammy and a meniscus are two different things.
Embiid goes coast to coast a lot of
Embiid-
games,
But it's
man.
not at the speed of these boys. I'm just saying.
But still
last
fast
episode,
for his body.
I'm saying last episode we talked about this. I said if he's able to play, he will come back and make a push. You guys disagreed. Now I'm saying let's see what the future holds because the reports are saying if he comes back,
March, yeah.
he'll be back, and
So
they're going to make
March
that push if they can just maintain at least playing level.
I don't know, man.
So we're seeing
We're
a lot
looking
of
at
these
Greg
injuries.
Oden. Oh, not even Greg Oden. We're looking at Derrick Rose, similar situation.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, man.
ACLs
It's
and
too
stuff.
risky.
Nah, man. This is like people blow up meniscus to be like. I've told you, I've had this. I've had it completely removed. He's not even getting it completely
How
removed.
tall are you?
People doesn't matter,
How
bro.
heavy are you?
That doesn't matter.
How,
When I did my meniscus, I was 103 kilos,
how tall are you?
6 foot.
So your center of gravity is much lower than Embiid's.
Yeah.
Do we have to go
Irrelevant.
through this again?
No, because you use that parallel, but you don't use the parallel as they have doctors around them constantly, perfect sports physicians. All they do is work on their body for this game. I did nothing. I just got this
and they're
surgery
still-
and went off. Like,
Yeah, and they're still re-injuring.
what is?
They are still re-injuring themselves with all of that you said.
Of course, because they're playing sport. Injuries are always going to be a part of the game. But as a career-ending Derrick Rose injury, no. I don't see that.
No, I'm not saying career.
That's what I was answering
I
to.
said if they play it wrong, it could be, yeah.
Yeah, but what I was saying now is I was just replying to him saying, this is Derrick Rose level? I said, no, it's not.
For
Complete different injuries.
runs. Yeah, man.
And Derrick Rose was an athletic beast. All his game relied on was explosiveness. That's not Embiid.
Okay, do you
You
see...
can't draw a parallel
hang on.
between Rose's game and Embiid's
You
game.
need your needs for post game.
Yeah, hang on.
Post
More than Derrick Rose's game?
for big men.
Literally
yes.
took
For
him
big
out
men,
of-
yes.
Nah, man.
Yes.
Okay, let's run through a
Let's be
scenario.
logically speaking.
Let's run through a scenario.
No, but hold on. Don't leave this first. Then you run. You, logically speaking, Derrick Rose, athlete. All his game is explosiveness. Wild dunks, jumping. Whose needs are more important in the sense of their game style, their playing style? Embiid or Derrick Rose?
Both.
No, it's one or the other. You can't
I'd-
say both. Everyone's needs are important in that sense.
I'd argue both.
But I'm saying which would be for their career to still have
Yeah, I'd
success
argue
the
both.
most important.
I'd argue both
taller.
based on mass and force, yeah.
That's just stubborn.
No,
Because literally
speed-
Derrick Rose had no other game.
No, I understand.
Yeah, but he can transition
I
into
understand, but we're talking
like
about-
shooter.
not as a star.
But we're talking about
Not as
three
a star.
elements. Look,
Yeah,
we're- none of us are doctors.
can
None of us are
control
doctors.
them,
But we're
yeah.
talking about three elements here.
You tell me-
Speed, mass, and force. Okay? From a speed perspective, I see where you're coming from with Derrick
Not
Rose.
speed, impact. His whole game was based on explosive jumping.
So what's
jumping, landing,
So what's
jumping.
that? What? I don't understand.
It's not speed.
Okay, so explosive is not related to speed. In
I'm
any
not
way,
talking
shape, or
about.
form.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, well,
You didn't mention.
we're talking about Embiid and Rose.
You said speed.
Okay, so you don't compare Rose
Apples
and
and oranges.
Embiid with explosive and speed. Okay, let's put that aside. But from force and mass, you can, because the amount of force and mass and wear and tear that you're going to cop from explosive or speed related, pressures, can also be in a similar way with the mass, center of gravity,
height.
and force.
Yeah, of course. But it doesn't
What
alter.
are we arguing?
I'm saying one player's game is more dependent on the security of his knees to succeed in what he does.
Have you seen Embiid?
Then you asked me a question, I'm answering it.
Yeah.
Then the other. He doesn't rely on it as much to be a premier player in the league. One, you've got height. Right away, that puts you at a possibility to have a multitude of ways you play the game. Doesn't have to, you can, as you said, like when Michael Jordan came back, right?
Yeah.
He changed his game completely because of his knees.
100%.
Post play, turn around, fade away. Post play, turn around, fade. Mate, you can beat
So he
Embiid.
relied on his shooting.
Yeah, you can beat Embiid. Embiid's a good
You
shooter.
can make
He's a
the
great
same
shooter.
argument with Rose.
I want to...
No, because he wasn't a great shooter, and the success,
develop it.
his career success at a high level depended purely on his explosiveness. He couldn't adjust without that to
With
be a
all
star
the
in the league.
doctors and
No,
all the
not to be a star in the
trainers
league.
and
No,
all the people around
not
him.
with his game.
Do you
Because
see
his
how,
game was
do
all
you see
about
how it's coming back
no,
full circle?
No, because his game was all about jumping. With all the doctors in the world, once your knees are done, you can't be jumping like that anymore. You can't. So how are you
You can't do post-up plays either.
Yeah, you can. I just explained to you. That's literally what players do when their knees start to go. They sit in a low
Not
post.
for Embiid.
No, they
I
should.
don't understand why you think not for Embiid.
No,
And
No,
start
we'll see.
shooting.
Proof will be in the pudding
He's not-
when he comes back. We'll see. We'll see.
Embiid has some finesse in his
Embiid's
post-up.
game, yeah.
To think that
He
somebody
needs his knees for the
Those
finesse.
spin
bro.
moves, I can't imagine the
again,
forces on his knees.
You're focusing on move. What did I say to you? I said he has the ability and capability to change his game and still be an elite player. Derrick Rose didn't have that capability. He was undersized. He didn't have the capability to go down and play in the low post and do turnaround
But he
fades.
could shoot.
He wasn't a
he
great
could-
shooter.
He could turn into a better shooter
Okay, but
and
that's
still be impactful.
But the thing is, that didn't happen.
Yeah, his mentality.
So
his
without
mentality.
his explosiveness, that's what he was. It's like saying
That's
Michael
fine.
Jordan without his high flying dunks when he came in the league. Yeah, but he could become a better shooter. Yeah, but he wouldn't have been Michael Jordan. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, youngest MVP, not because of his jump shooting, because of what he
That's
could
fine.
do.
But you
He
take
could-
away those parts of Embiid's game and make him just another center.
You're forgetting that he's an elite defender too.
Yeah, I'm not forgetting. I'm saying he's
He's not
the
going to
top-
be an elite defender for damaged.
Brother,
knee.
you think his elite defense comes from his lateral ability to move?
Well, he defends more than one position.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, do you think
He's not going to be.
do you think he's
defending more than
elite
one
because
position?
of that?
Yeah, centers get props for defending more than one position, man.
Bro,
Yeah.
pretty much
I think you're underestimating his
I'm underestimating Joel Embiid's game.
the amount of movement that he has to do. Yeah.
No, I'm saying he's easily more adjustable to play at a high level, given his biology
I
and
think
who
you
he
make him.
is.
I think you make him an average center at best,
Nah,
without his finesse.
average centers can't shoot like that.
Without the finesse and the mobility that he
Shooting
has.
doesn't stop. Shooter's always going to shoot. What do they say? Shooters in today's league can
don't
play
know.
well into their 40s.
I don't know.
I don't think a big man's going to handle the load.
Shooting the ball
I
after
know.
a meniscus surgery.
He has to do a lot more than just
I
shooting.
think while you're telling me I'm underestimating, you're overestimating what a
Nah,
meniscus is.
Bro, there's some centers on the bench that can shoot the lights out. But
No,
they can't
no,
play
about
defense.
different-
No,
Lopez.
that's fine. That's fine.
That's
That's fine. Let's talk about the meniscus. So, I don't know, but I do know that any leg joint related can be exacerbated into other areas. Okay, and if he does,
Arthritis.
KD is a perfect example. He didn't have an Achilles when that happened. They said it was something else.
No,
And then-
well, yeah, I know, but right away we all said it was Achilles. When it happened, he grabbed his
The injury
Achilles.
before. The injury before.
No,
My
when
point
it
is-
happened,
my
they
point
said it
is-
wasn't the
my
Achilles,
point
but
is-
it was
My point is, when one thing fails in that system that is called the
the
leg,
dominoes.
exactly.
Yeah,
So this is what we're talking about.
but okay, again, injuries.
You push for a playoff run, okay, and you have that potential risk that it could make things worse.
I don't think it could. I think it will.
Okay,
And then,
do you know where
and
this
then all of a
conversation
sudden,
started from?
Meniscus turns into an ankle, foot.
ACL.
Nah, not ACL, not from that.
I think it's pretty solid. Maybe not his Achilles, but I think for big men, a foot injury is like devastating. I mean, you look at Chet. Chet had that. What was it before he came into the? He had a foot injury. That's why he was out for the year.
I can't recall exactly.
Actually, I've
Wemby
got
rolled
it
his ankle
written
the
down.
other day against Chet.
I'm not a
Just got to keep playing the machine. He just keeps rolling his ankle, keeps
Play
playing.
young again.
Look, I just want to reiterate something. Nabs, this disagreement we're having here, It was based on one simple premise that he put forth, that if he comes back and plays and makes that playoff push, we'll be looking at Derrick Rose 2.0. I said it's not at the same level as Derrick Rose's injury.
That the next injury will be.
That's what I'm saying. The dominoes of it. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about his meniscus.
You don't think if he cops another injury, it won't be Derrick Rose?
I said him coming back, if he's ready and coming back playoffs, is there a risk of him becoming a Derrick Rose 2.0?
Yeah, but the pressure is for him to come back.
Because Derrick Rose whole game relied on his athleticism to jump.
What about if he does get injured?
If he does get injured, it doesn't ruin his career like Derrick Rose's.
But this guy's a slow healer.
Yeah, but I won't say. I'm saying the top
another full season off.
I don't see him having his status as a premier player in the league like Derrick Rose did dissolve so fastly.
I think it will.
Yeah, that's where we differ. That's just an opinion.
One MVP before that massive injury.
That's just a disagreement. I honestly believe.
Look, we do wish him well. So Chet, just to come back, it was the Liz Frank injury. That's what he had.
What's that?
I have no idea. But I think it was a foot injury. And we look at Zion.
He had an affair with a woman called Liz Frank.
But that's what sounds like.
We look at Zion. Yeah, it sounds like a Wemby injury because it sounds French.
It's Frank.
But Zion's foot problems. I mean, obviously the weight is a aspect.
It's all
as
his
well.
weight.
But for players like that, foot is like devastating. Any foot injury is devastating. You know, whether it's a broken metacarpal, whatever.
Michael Jordan's a machine. Wearing those Jordan ones.
Even Wemby, I think, has some type of foot
Wemby rolled his ankle in the game against Chet. Got up, kept playing. He rolled his ankle like he's on minutes restriction. He's been on minutes restriction for the first
mentality, bro.
Yeah, he's rolled his ankle many times. Just got up and kept playing.
Yeah. So let's roll into
pussies in the league now, man.
Just the spoiled, not pussies. They're spoiled.
His training is
spoiled.
Have you seen them fight,
bro? What was that? They're spitting on each other nowadays.
Yeah.
He's So let's speak about Wembanana. Wembanana and Chet.
We love Africa.
The rookie of the year race. It's heating up.
I don't think it's just rookie of the year, man. I reckon that this battle is going to be the face of the NBA for generations.
Yeah, so
I reckon we've still got a few seasons before we.
Well, let's look at the perspective. Their ceiling, both of them, have the potential of bringing in more ratings. Bringing the big man back.
Hold that thought,
Yeah.
because that is something I wanted to pose. So they played just the other day,
Right.
and they gave us an absolute
show-stopping
banger. I mean, they were the box office. It was the box office
to that
smash.
screen.
Watching those two go at it, it's a blend of reality and video game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know, it's absolutely amazing. I love seeing something new, something game-changing. And I'm not talking about, I'm not trying to take away anything from the big men in the league, but this is something interesting. This is something...
The next evolution.
That's not like watching Rudy Gobert, bro.
No. But it's the next evolution in...
From a defensive and an offensive...
the whole package.
Show, they put on. I do want to say, I was very much disappointed. I mentioned this before we started, that you're at San Antonio. You've got the number 1 seed in the West currently. You're head and shoulders above everyone else at OKC. Okay. As a team, how the hell did you not sit down together and go, let's get this win for Chet. Let's get this 100%. Win for Chet. Regardless of his struggles, you get that win for Chet. This translates into confidence building for the young rookie in the playoffs. You get the win for Chet. You're playing the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the league, in San Antonio. Get the win. Get the win. Make it a concerted effort, playoff level intensity. Just get the win. Now, I know Wemby put on an absolute show, and that's not to take away anything from him. I think it was a 5 or... We'll come to that with the review.
8 blocks.
But that was absolutely amazing. So My question is, who has a higher ceiling? Chet or Wembanana?
When bananas, hands down.
So
I reckon they had to modify his house so he could fit in, so he didn't hit the roof.
W.
so why do you say
His ceiling's
Wembanana?
way higher.
Give me
His mentality stands apart from Chet.
He's a baller.
Yeah, you could see. Not just a baller, man. His maturity rate as well. When he took to that microphone to do that speech, he's ready for the big league. He wants it all.
that was at before the game, before the home.
And after he's like, I missed this shit.
Yeah, it looks like
he wants to
ready,
win, bro. Like,
yeah,
this
he's ready.
This is the thing, I disagree with you. Like, I believe OKC would have sat down and like, well, let's get this win for Chet. That's just the standard. But I said, give props to the bottom of the barrel for digging out that win, and it just shows who wanted it more. Like,
But what I mean is, Wembanana, in my opinion, I'm sure all of you agree, is leading the race for the Rookie of the Year. Okay.
yeah,
Between Chet and him, let's not factor in anyone
100%.
else. Okay. I would have, as a teammate, I would have wanted to get that win for Chet. I would have done everything in my power. I didn't see that. I didn't see that from OKC. I'm not saying they didn't play a good game. Okay. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. But
Just a little lackluster.
play playoff level, get that win, make it, circle it on the calendar. You know, multiple circles.
see, that's what I mean. I think it was.
It was just lackluster.
I just think that they got the best. They got bested. They came in. You're always gonna. I mean, you
They
don't.
let him go ISO. They let no. You don't keep ruining his confidence like that.
Who says he's
They
ruined
let
this
him
guy?
go ISO multiple times in a row and he got blocked.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
You don't think he wants to do that? You don't think that's what he's trying to do?
That's not
He's trying to.
point.
He's trying to get the best of Wemby.
Shai,
That's the show we
Chai,
wanted.
Chai
Cup of
latte.
tea, Alexander. What about him?
He is the leader. He's the leader of that team. Take the ball.
My MVP.
I was just about to say that. He's MVP
We got
candidate.
you. We got you. Go wait in the corner.
But that's the thing.
Stretch the floor.
Do you think Chet wanted
Let us
that?
get this win.
Do you think Chet wanted that? Don't you think
we-
Chet wanted to say, "Hey, this is my time. I got you, Wemby. You got me. Let's go." That's what I saw him wanting to do. And if you want to,
failed
this is this boy. That's the point.
No.
He failed me. What do you mean no?
But he failed multiple times. That's what I'm saying. At some point, you've got to
Shooter's
take
got
the
to
ball.
shoot.
You've got to take the ball and go, hey, up until this day, I've been running the team. Why give me the ball back? As Shai, being the captain.
Look, and this goes against Shai being an MVP candidate because
Take the lead.
What?
he wasn't the leader in that game.
Habib, how can this go? Okay. Look, listen.
Was that the correct way?
If I'm playing my nemesis, right?
Yeah.
Say we're playing, right?
Yeah.
And we come across someone that's done you dirty before on a court. And you're like, Yusuf, I really want to get this guy. We're gonna let you get going. We're gonna keep giving it to you. You want to ISO? You're telling me, bro, I want to ISO him. I'm like, all right, you reckon you got this? We let you go. If you can't pull it off, that's a reflection of who's better, who's got bested. If he wants to be going at Wemby, let him go at Wemby. That's the matchup everyone came to
Yeah,
say.
but that's fine. But still, you're the leader of the team.
Or coaches.
Yeah, but MVP, you're chasing MVP. We know Shai's chasing the MVP.
And we know they're both chasing Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but
And that's why people actually care.
who is the veteran here?
Let me ask you something. Does it hurt OKC to lose that one match? Does it actually hurt them?
But did it hurt the MVP?
But hold on. Does it actually? Forget
No.
the MVP. I'm saying as a team, did it hurt them?
No, it helps Chet.
Would it have benefited?
Confidence-wise?
Now, how would it have gone if the way they played the game, Chet got the best?
It would have been
How
his
would that have-
confidence.
Massively. Now, I think they had the idea of
You reckon they were like using it as a test to let's get Chet to build his confidence up.
Well, let's get him going. Like he wants to. He's probably been. He had definitely had this circled on his calendar ages ago, and definitely they've been trying to hype him up for this game. Like I just think that he couldn't get over the Wemby hump.
Wemby's a machine.
Yeah, he humped him out, man.
He's a machine.
I love that play where he's trying to get ISO and he's trying to go on him, and all of a sudden Wemby just goes,
Top of the key.
It doesn't even jump. It's ridiculous.
Top of the key. That's what I'm saying. That was part of the back-to-back.
It's ridiculous.
That's what.
But that's
at
beautiful.
At that point, you say, Shai says, "Listen, just chill. Let us get going."
What was
I'll
Shai's
get
numbers
you
that game?
I think he had the killer too. He had like dropped 30.
He's always a killer.
We'll come to it when we get to the
They did
review.
But that comes down to, like, if he's not taking lead, like, what else do you want him to do?
So
Drop
back to the
60?
no, question.
but-
Yeah, I don't. Man,
Man.
at all costs,
That would be ridiculous.
win at all costs. So you're saying
I expect more of Wemby.
so Wemby has a higher ceiling in your opinion?
100%.
No doubt.
Okay, and you said it's his work ethic, his mentality, his motivation, etc.
Maturity.
So playing professionally.
Durability.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times he's got rolled an ankle in a
He
week?
just keeps
Like-
going.
Have you seen his warm-ups before the game?
Yeah, the flexibility ones. Yeah, it's all about flexibility.
Elite, alien level.
Not just that, man.
Alien level.
The
I saw him
fans.
come down about flying saucer. Like,
Hey, you say the fans that
You know
bloody
that's his
sit
logo.
there waiting for him?
what, a flying saucer? No.
Alien. The fans, yeah, before pre-game, yeah.
Like he's got everything. He's got the whole stardom package.
But he does. He's marketable.
He has that,
He does.
that je ne sais quoi.
Chet's not very marketable, is he? Looks like someone's cut from
but
under a
it's not
bridge.
that. It's just,
Homeless dude, like
Trouble.
well, he doesn't even try. He doesn't even try. He, like, I don't know why, but even in his
I like
videos,
just-
probably from
I like-
Kentucky or something.
So what do you
I
think?
don't know.
High,
It's just
high
he doesn't
ceiling.
do
It sounds like you're also on the Wembanana
I've
train.
been all in on Wemby. Like, since, as I said, since seeing him school Rudy Gobert when he was like, well, I didn't know it was 14, but that was the first video I saw of Wemby
he
years
just
ago.
pulled up a jumper in his face.
Yeah, they were just going one-on-one.
But how small does he make Rudy look? He
Man,
look tiny. Good.
So
What about you? What's your take?
guarantee he's going to say Chet.
you know, I'm worried about injuries for both of them.
But
I think from
Pending no injuries, who's got a higher ceiling?
let me do injuries first. So I think just with
Wemby's the faster healer.
just with
More
the history, I think I'd have to go Wembanana for a longevity, durability, and that should translate into growth, maturity, development, and wins.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say Wembanana in that perspective, but Chet's got everything going for him as well, and he's a first-year player or second-year player, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Is he doing the cop-out now?
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, look at Jokic. He developed into an MVP, multiple MVP, candidate. I'm not comparing to Jokic yet, but I'm saying, like, change a few variables and Chet's right there.
I think we both agree.
Hold on, he
I think
felt
we
the
both
out.
look.
I like Chet.
I asked you,
Listen,
pending no injury.
And I said
Who's got the
Wembanana.
higher ceiling? No, pending
Wembanana.
no injury.
Wembanana.
Oh, so both ways you say Wemby.
I think
With
Wembanana.
injury or without injury?
I think right now I have to say Wembanana
Okay, beautiful.
because it
look,
would
I'm
be
gonna take
disingenuous.
this
I'm
further.
hopeful for Chet.
Take it.
I'll take it further. Let's add the injury.
Khaled,
Let's
still Wemby.
let's add the season-ending injury to both of them. Where's gonna come back stronger?
Wemby.
And then that's it.
That's what I'm saying from,
That's discussion level.
yeah.
Move on.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
So,
Merci beaucoup.
Lady Marmalade.
there was actually one thing I did want to say about Wemby, and I'll see if I can
He
bring up
loves
this clip.
red bananas, right?
He loves bananas.
He did,
loves
he
it.
did this move. Did you see this on, is it Kyle Anderson? Is that his name?
Oh, the slow-mo.
Slow-mo. It was slow-mo.
Slow.
It was slow-mo versus slow-mo on
Talk about
that
the
play.
step back side, step 3.
I can't remember, but I swear it looked like slow-mo on slow-mo.
It was funny.
It was so slow, the move, but because
He rocked the sleeve.
Wemby's got the length,
Length, yeah.
doesn't need to go fast. And
At all.
Kyle Anderson didn't change. It is Kyle Anderson, right? Who I said? He didn't,
Slow-mo
change,
Kyle.
he didn't change his pace.
That's what they call it.
His
yeah.
closeout was just as slow, and it was just, that was funny. That was really good.
We gotta put that clip in. Yeah.
Yeah. And on that, I mean, crazy step backs this week. We were talking about injuries. I mean, there was some ankles taken.
Bruising ankles and ego.
I mean,
Are we talking about Yusuf's ankle break?
Moody's.
Oh, Snap.
Yeah.
Not only NBA.
Yeah, he's brought it up.
I might have to put
I
that
just
clip.
saw Nabs' face like, oh shit.
I think we should have a vote. Who had the better ankle
We're
breaker?
gonna
Me or
have
you?
Benny Hill injury, the Benny Hill music on.
Had the vote. Who had the better ankle breaker? Me or you?
You got footage?
Yeah.
Nabs, tell me
Yeah.
that's right.
So moving
I made it roll.
moving right along. We're speaking about ankle breakers. I mean, Moody had one, beautiful one.
Yours had one.
Finished it.
Even better.
Moore's had one.
Finished it.
But we're expecting him to give us one next week.
And Jordan Poole. Look, I'll put the clip in. I'm not afraid. I know.
I'm not afraid.
I stand by my defense. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thunder and Spurs. Thunder lose that one to the Wembanana and crew. 132.
No, it's
That
a
was
game.
the first
It's a game.
132 to 118. Shai had a game. Chet had a game. Jay
That was a
Williams had a game.
That was the group.
Wembanana had a better game. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists,
was the
What was
Spurs
Shai's
group.
2 steals, and 5 blocks for Wembanana.
Shai team.
Wembanana. Shai had 31 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block.
He did.
Shot well.
You tell me he's not trying to get his boy the win and lead. That's good. The only thing low there is his assists, and that comes down to your players not hitting shots. And that comes down to
you're
Wemby
not making
defense.
Plays.
Huh?
Or you're not making plays.
Man, he's obviously making plays, bro. Like, come on. You saw the game, yeah?
That's not what the stat says. But
But did you see the game?
no, I didn't watch that one.
But yeah, I expect them to do that exactly right. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's my point. Watch the games, man.
I said from the stat, it doesn't necessarily say that.
No, I'm saying before when you bagged him out for not taking them, making sure
Not
they
this
get
one.
That's the one.
Oh, that was the one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you watch it?
I watched actually. I thought this was another matchup. He said there was
that's
two.
the one.
Yeah, I did watch it, and I still think he wasn't. They could have done more. They could have done more as a team.
But
As a
that
team.
begs to differ. That's not what I asked you. I said that's that line there. That shows that he was trying to get. That's his normal stat line. But
What? Hang on. That's offense.
Yes,
Okay, I'm talking about as a team.
Yeah, but
they
you're
should have
saying-
gotten a win.
and I quote you said earlier, or was you? It was one or the other.
Yeah, Shai should have taken the ball.
You
and
said,
in
"Give me the
those
ball
moments-
back."
And in those moments, he didn't.
He had 31 points.
Okay, so that means he had 31 points in those moments? No, in those moments, those pivotal moments,
So then every moment he should have the ball.
if that's what it takes, yeah.
So he
get the
needs
win.
to drop 60 to get a win for Chet.
Get the win. Booker can do it. Why can't you?
Booker can go drop 50 to get the win.
I'm just saying, you're trying to say that because he got 31, he led.
I'm saying
You're
how
trying
you
to say
made it-
that
I'm
because
saying
he
how
got
you made it out.
31,
How you made
he
it
didn't
out.
try to get the win
No, no.
for him.
How you made
Because
it
he got
out.
31, that the defense was the best.
How you made it out was that he wasn't trying
There-
hard enough
there's
to
a miss
get the
there.
win for Chet. And I said, well, there's his numbers. He was obviously trying hard.
Okay,
What was
in
his
those
shooting
moments,
percentage?
From what I saw, he could have done more. From his caliber of play, he could have done more.
In a couple of moments or
We're
in the
talking
game?
about Luka caliber player.
Who?
Shai. He should be able to lift the
No.
whole team the same way that Luka can.
How many wins is Luka getting from?
I'm just saying, like, we're comparing him for MVP.
Yeah, see, I choose him for MVP. I don't think he's a Luka style player. I wouldn't put him on
I
that
didn't
level.
say style. Why do you do this?
You said he's a Luka type player.
They're both considered for MVP, right?
I
They're in
think
the
it's-
conversation.
I think it was
Yeah, so-
league.
Like,
it's
it's style.
Play. You said he's a Luka type player.
Yeah, but
That's what you said.
Caliber.
He's MVP
Moving right
caliber.
along.
Yes.
There's a difference
moving
between.
right along.
I think that's what
no. You said Luka can do it and carry his team to a win. You said he's a Luka style, a Luka type player. If you're referring to an MVP type player, I would take that and I wouldn't elaborate. But I will obviously pull you up on your words because they're your
I
words.
didn't say style.
You said
You
type.
said style.
You said type. Luka type player. Did you not?
Okay. What I said, okay, and what you think I meant is completely wrong. So
That's
if you want
fine,
to change
that's
what
fine.
I said, I'm happy to change what
That's
I said.
fine.
No
That's,
problem.
That's what I'm saying.
No problem.
If you're saying an MVP
I didn't
caliber
say that.
player,
Yeah,
I would have
that's what I
said
meant.
no question. Yeah, bet.
No
100%.
problem. No problem. We understood it that way. You understood it a different way. You want to play semantics.
No, I
problem.
understood. I
No
took your
problem.
words. I took your words.
I'll take it back. I'll retract it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, you ruined it.
Did you see Booker?
I know. It's always you. It's always you.
Did you see Booker?
I just realized the likes don't change.
Yeah, you threw something at him.
That's why you're crying.
A few moments later.
Guys, look at my eyes. I'm crying, bro. Like literally behind these glasses because you.
Caution.
Mo's got this.
I got this.
He
You
got
got
this,
this?
cuz.
You guys are here to wait for the shit king himself. Bring it, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. We out.